Okay, so Gara. Um, I honestly think this build might have been my most complete one. It really felt like I kind of just put everything in my testing together really well in this final build. Um, but yeah, I'll explain that a little bit later. Um, for her abilities, first of all, I would recommend inverting her abilities. So the arcing one becomes your tap ability, and the projectile one becomes your hold ability. You'll be spamming the arcing one a lot more, as obviously it's your main trash clear. It kills acolytes for you. It's very, very good. And you only need a hold one to kill Fraxis consistently. So yeah, that's the first thing I would do. For the first ability, something you need to know is that the arcing version goes from the bottom left to the top right of your screen, and it sometimes means you're with enemies that are right in front of you, slightly below or above you. So something I would recommend doing is learning how to bullet jump and then cancelling or an aim blind immediately. You'll see me do it as the main option for my movement in the entire run. I just like bullet jump, quickly aim glide, and then press 1. It gets you to the height where most of your arc is going to hit enemies that are just standing level with you. And being able to hit a lot of enemies consistently is very nice on Garuda, because the chance to proc influence on your exalted weapon is honestly not that high. Another thing about the exalted is, since the percentage on the arc of hitting a puncture proc is so high, you need shocking touch and voltaic strike to proc electricity consistently. If you don't run both of those, your percentage of proccing influence becomes so low that it basically becomes a wasted slot. So it's not that I would recommend removing influence, it's just I would recommend putting those two mods on, because influence is definitely your best friend. It makes the clear so much better when it procs, because you can hit a big crowd, then all the enemies at the end of your range, or at the far end of your range, will spread all that damage to the enemies behind them, and it just becomes a very, very good clear. The hold version is only used for frags. Since a lot of the time you're so close to frags, it's a little bit harder to hit them, because sometimes your slash will completely whiff on them. So I would recommend priming and then just doing the hold 1 version. You have to prime with both versions, of course. It's just the hold 1 version is much more consistent because it's just a projectile. The priming choice that I have is the compressor. It's one of the few weapons in the game that can get the trinity of viral, magnetic, and corrosive without nourish. So yeah, that's basically all the statuses you need to be able to kill a frax very quickly. So yeah, that's my choice. The other weapons that could work are any weapons that have corrosive or viral built into them. So an example would be, I believe, the Tisis. That would also work for this scenario. The 2, unfortunately, it doesn't work very well if you don't have the 4, and obviously the 4 is our Subsumed slot. So it's a little bit sad, but what can you do? The 3 with the augment is actually pretty good. By default, it only adds a little bit of CC in a relatively small range. But with the augment, it forces almost energy drops. So if you're running the augment, every person you hit and kill inside of the free range will drop an energy orb at 50%, at a 50% rate. So if you kill just 3 people, you're basically guaranteed to get one, even if you get like one bad roll on a 50-50. So it's very nice for energy, especially if you kill an Xmas inside, because they already drop energy and health with just by killing them. So with equilibrium, you get a lot of energy from that, but then they can also drop an additional energy orb on top of it. That's a very, very good energy sustain. And the reason I'm running it is because my initial issue is that in solo she's very energy hungry, so I was running Energize and Augmented, but then you obviously lose Fury, which is quite a big damage cut. Sometimes you'll notice some inconsistencies with killing without Fury, So to counteract it, I added two yellow shards that increase the energy that energy orbs give you. And to make energy drops more common, I added the augment, and that really just put the build together for me. So yeah, 4 is your subsume. It will be boosted by precision and intensify, and it's definitely going to be raw. Without raw, you're realistically not going to be killing with the 1. So yeah. Yeah. If you want to run augmented and energize, you would replace one of the yellows with a red for strength, and then another yellow for. I would say a red works for like another red for strength works, but I would recommend a purple for crit damage. It's quite a big buff, especially when they stack on top of each other. It's a lot of crit damage. You'll definitely be consistently killing everything. Yeah, and yeah, yeah, Gara's pretty good. I think there's she's a lot more intricate than a lot of people make her out to be. Of course she is an exalted bot, but not really her fault. But apart from that, I think she has one of the more intricate exalteds that actually require like a little bit of thought process into building and to using. So that makes her quite unique in that aspect. So yeah, I would definitely give her a try. At the end of the run, I think I went to like only 120 exos, and I had like 10,000 kills. It was pretty ridiculous, but yeah, she's pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed the builds. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Vauban video or the solo guide is next. As Vauban has been requested quite a lot, and I'd also promised that I'd do a solo guide at some point. So yeah, thank you guys.
Exalizer spent. This cascade is growing out of control. Exalizer has been retired. This discovery might interest you. Exalizer, working on backups. Exalizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Cascade intensifying. Exalizer spent. Any nearby attackers will degrade the Exalizer's performance. Clear them out to get the system working full steam. Void contamination dropping. Just lost an Exalizer to possession. Get it back. Now the Exalizer's purged. Any casualties you inflict within its field will bring the contamination level down. Exalizer spent.
Reactant to open your relic.
3 down an Exalizer. Working on backups. See what you make of this. Exalizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Keep any roaming thrax away from that Exalizer until it discharges. That'll make this Cascade in the way.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Spent Exalizer has been retired. Spent Exalizer has been retired. Cascade losing steam. exalizer spent. Enemy bounty secured. We're down an exalizer. Working on backups. We're down an exalizer. Working on backups. This cascade is growing out of control.
And so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.